And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Ooh, good morning and welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters here of Let's Talk Hookup, right here next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma. And we have the man, the tackle master himself, Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle is here. We're going to be talking tackle and a whole bunch more. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
It's time for the Power Pro 30-second seminar. I like catching big fish, and I like smaller reels, too. How do I make sure that I have the capacity to land the big one? I fill my reels with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro, so you get more line on that small reel. Power Pro has a complete series of highly effective lines, including the brand new Power Pro Depth Hunter Offshore, with different colors every 100 feet. Perfect for flatfall fishing. Want to learn more? Check PowerPro.com. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Boy, strap in if you want some good info on fishing tackle, because the guru is in the house.
He is here, Mr. Doug Kern. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey.
How's it going out there in fishing land?
Yeah, it's going. You tell us.
Yeah.
You're at the heartbeat of it. How is it going?
You know, it's a transitional period. It happened exactly the same thing last year. We get to 4th of July weekend. The yellowfin have been kind of trying to show up here in the last couple of weeks, and you know, they're in that 25 to 30 pound grade, so hopefully that'll stay consistent. You know, some years you get the little 8-pounders, some years you get them up to 50, 60 pounds. So it seems like a nice grade of fish. And
now, it's a little early, isn't it? It's only July 3rd, right?
It is historically, but everything is completely different in the last few years. Yeah. And we've had yellowfin kind of show up this early. Dorado are starting to show up in the counts.
Yeah.
You know, the patties are starting to produce some yellowtail and kind of that mixed bag. You know, you might get a patty with the 6-pounders, and then you might get some straight 15-pounders. And
Coronado Islands are producing ice yellows.
Coronados are biting. That started a little while back. And, again, mixed bag of sizes there, but some nice ones. And every method, slow trolling your sardines to throwing your surface iron to, however you want to get them. But, and kind of spread out. It's not just one little school running around. So that's nice to see. And then just your traditional stuff. It's a little late, but, your calicos are biting and some barracuda showing up. There's some bonita showing up. And so it just seems like the ocean is kind of coming alive. I mean, let's face it, we've had the best bluefin fishing we've ever seen since March. It, really kind of got here. It's been here all winter, but, kind of started biting in that, early spring. And it's still here in multiple places. And a lot of that little no-see-em bait is preventing the wicked good counts the last few days, but still some good counts and sightings like crazy. And the smaller boats are on the stuff. I mean, if you're a skiff kook like I am, it's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, they're around and they're biting better, it seems like, for the guys in the smaller boats.
Well, yeah, it's a little stealthier.
Run and gun thing.
In a skiff, you don't need 68. You need 6. And so you can pick away and put together a beautiful day. And, again, mixed sizes, but a lot of that mid-grade, you get an 80-pounder. You might get one 100 pounds plus. The sport boats probably have the little better shot at the nighttime fishing, with the sonar and being out there in the middle of the night. And some of that knife jig and even catching a few on squid now. There's some squid around. So,
so what's the hot? So if you're in a skiff, what are you selling the guys on the skiff to catch bluefin?
Well, what we're selling and what is likely to be able to work is different because the hot jig is the Mad Mac.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not going to get a Mad Mac until September now. They're gone. We have about 100 left, and when they're gone, they are literally gone until fall.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to figure out another way to catch these things. And those guys that have been going on long-range trips for years, pull out the Yozuri plugs. Those are going to work just fine.
I mean, that Mad Mac is a modern Nomad version of a Marauder.
It is.
A Marauder didn't stop.
So why wouldn't a Marauder work?
It will. I guarantee it will.
It will and does. Exactly as Doug's describing, when the rest of the Mad Max kind of vanished from Earth, that's what, guys with just as good of success.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, it's the hot jig. Somebody wants one.
Sure.
And I get it. Believe me.
I do the same thing.
I'm no different.
Yeah, totally.
But any high-speed
Any
trolling
particular
jig,
size?
The sizes from that 160 to 200 seems to be the kind of the sweet spot. And, there's a lot of different high-speed trolling jigs out there. Definitely putting it back further to get it in a little cleaner water.
A lot further.
Yeah, like 150 yards behind the boat.
Yeah.
We usually talk about which swell you want to, so it's beyond all your swells. Like the number 7 swell off the stern of your boat is kind of the last one you can discern a lot of times. You want to go double that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you want to troll it fast.
Well, and it seems like that 10 to 15 knots, sort of East Coast style. So you've got to pick a jig that'll swim at high speed. The spreader bars, those things have been magic as well. So it's giving the private boat, small boat, 4-pack, 6-pack deal an advantage right now, kind of over the sport boats, but that's a temporary thing. Let's face it. When those fish go back on the chew, it's going to be wicked on the sport boats too.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is that people are running around at 10, 12 knots with those things. It's not that other things won't get bit at slower speeds, right?
Yeah, but
not really.
Sometimes you dial in for whatever reason a method, and those Mad Max will swim at any speed. You can go 20 knots with them, and they'll still follow.
But what about like a standard Rapala or something, or like a larger?
Those are tougher to get to swim at that 12 knots.
Yeah. But they want what you're saying is the bluefin want it fast.
But the high speed vibe, the non-lipped Marauder shaped jigs will get bit. Whichever one you happen to have.
Yeah, by any other manufacturer.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And you've got those too.
Oh yeah, we've got 2 or 3 different ones that'll work just fine.
It's fine. Okay.
And now you're starting to get a few yellowfin in the mix, so maybe you put a little jet head out there or something to get and even some big bonita if you want to stop the boat and if you got the kids on the boat or whatever. Put a couple high-speed plugs out there. Put a couple of heavier, smaller jigs out there to get a variety of fish, get a yellowfin, get a bonita, whatever. Maybe a Dorado,
Those cedar plug chains
oh my gosh.
were fantastic. And then they just, the Mad Mac craze kind of took over. That cedar plug chain sure didn't stop working. We had a guy come in the other day just saying we crushed him with that thing, but he did it the same thing. He fished it way back and had the full chain of those cedar plugs, and they had four bluefins, and the smallest fish was a 60-pounder.
Wow, the smallest fish.
He had 4 fish. His small one was a 60, his big one was 110, and just all on a cedar plug chain.
Trolling it fast or regular speeds?
I wish I would have asked. I didn't ask. I'm not sure. I should have.
It just seems like, and I know fuel is expensive right now, and I'm not trying to spend everybody's hard-earned money, but if you are spending the time and the money to go out there and kicking it up, 3 or 4 miles an hour is going to get you the fish, you might as well do it. You're going to cover a lot more ground, find a lot more patties, a lot more stuff in the binoculars. You're just going to cover more ground.
Yeah, for sure. So what about the guys going on long range and local trips out of the San Diego landings? I mean, that's kind of what you guys cater to quite a bit, as well as the private boats.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And, that yellowfin, the better bite of that is down below, so the long range boats are kind of having an advantage there. You get down there 100 miles and get a chance to poke around, and the local boats are staying a little more local, although the 2.5 day trips can get wherever they want to get. So it's been good fishing, but a lot of it has shifted over to the kelp patty, yellowtail, dorado. When you find the bluefin, you take your full advantage of that, and so the boats are coming back with nice mixed bags right now. It's very good fishing. It's just that we were so one-dimensional. Drive out there, catch a limited bluefin, and come home. And, maybe one boat got 25 to 40 pounders, and the next boat got 80 to 100 pounders. The next boat got some cows, and it's the same way. The fish are definitely a little more westerly, so you're starting to see that pattern develop, which, you get out there behind Clemente or, down on some of those, 100-mile out banks, the Cortez and so forth. And I would expect to see that develop into those fish living there. The kite will start becoming a thing again. It is, to some degree. But a lot of the fish are eating that little tiny no-see-em bait, and until they mow through some of that, it's going to be a little tougher to get a bite.
It's kind of it really is. It's like a dead mirror, at least so far, of last year. I mean, we did this exact same thing. Pretty spectacular fishing. Let's call it what it is. It took a little downturn. I mean, still plenty of good fishing to be had, but just not by comparison to the white hot that it was the 2 weeks before. And it did this exact same thing, and we all did the same thing. Everybody freaked out, and next wave of fish moved in, and then all of a sudden it was the hard thing. And I remember it so much in the tackle store at night, and hope that it does the same thing, is you needed to kind of find out what your boat wanted to go do.
Yeah.
Did you fish that really good yellowfin and dorado that was down the beach? Did you fish the wherever, almost guaranteed daytime fly line and school-sized bluefin over here? Did you fish the giant ones over there? Like, it became this thing, and I just, knock on wood, I hope that happens again.
And it's tough because they are spread out to different zones.
Right.
So if you got a 3-day trip, you're pretty golden.
Yeah.
Go down here and do that. Go out there and do this. Mixed bag, 10 to 200 pounders.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
And that's the thing is that, and Tim Ekstrom said it best yesterday. He said, like Ricky says, same scenario, and you could come maybe another couple weeks. It's gonna. I mean, if it follows the pattern like last year, it's gonna be there.
I remember people talking last year in July saying, "Oh my God, the season's over, it's done."
Yeah.
Every boat is seeing such volume of fish; they're just not interested in what we have to offer as much. But
there's still some good scores.
Still, you look, and there's limits on this boat. He found the right school, and there,
Yesterday, Bill Kavanaugh called in like the combo trip, right?
Yes.
With limits of bluefin and sea bass and
so
the whole thing.
Well, that sea bass thing, and there's squid around, and I remember you and Rick and I going down on the 5th of July. And we had 11 bites for 9 of those giant sea bass. So this is the time of year where you start seeing that,
Yeah.
Saw the San Diego have good sea bass fishing for 3 days in a row at Coronado Islands. I mean, it's just fun.
That's
very
good
fun
living
what's happening
right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if that spot is biting right now.
Bet it is.
Definitely one way to find out, dude.
Trust me, I had memories of that.
Oh yeah, I see pictures
spinning around and watching the meter light up and put the anchor down, and we never moved.
No, that was so much fun. Yeah, and it could be an instant replay right now.
It could be. I mean,
you just have to go.
So many people.
That's the key.
So many people are engaged in other things right now, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But that sea bass is going off somewhere. Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, for sure. And it doesn't get talked a lot about.
No, it doesn't.
But you just have to go.
Yes.
Yeah, just like bluefin fishing or yellowfin fishing or yellowtail fishing, whatever.
And that Channel Islands bite right now is firing.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that there's not spots up and down the coast that are doing the same thing.
For sure.
During that Great Recession and no fish for 4 years, from 2008 to 2012, there was nothing else to do. And I think that's why we caught so many of those white sea basses. That's what you could do. And now we're going bluefin, yellowfin, yellowtail, dorado, calico bass, whatever. The sea bass is kind of a harder thing to do and gets overlooked.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. A lot to talk about with Mr. Doug Kern, the tackle guru, we call him, and a lot of fishing to talk about.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. It's going to be a great one, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from some of our boys on the water today. Lots of great fishing going on. We're just going to have a great one and look forward to talking to you. If you want to join us, give us a call this morning at 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. You got questions about your gear, there is not a better guy to talk to today than Doug Kern, no doubt about that. And also, you can text us the show if you have a question for Doug. You'd like to text the show, that's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. That's a free download, easy to get. Just search Let's Talk Hookup wherever you download your apps. You'll find Let's Talk Hookup. Not only can you listen to the show, you can catch up on all the archives, get pertinent information. You can also text your question to Doug. And if you do, make sure you include your contact information, because someone is getting a killer prize at the end of the show today. And how we do it is we'll take one potential winner from all of our phone callers, for whoever makes it on the air. We'll take one text that gets read on the air. Those will be our two potential winners at the end of the show. Doug's going to flip a coin, and that coin is going to designate whether their winner comes from the caller side or the texter side. And what a prize it is today. One lucky caller at the end of today's show is going to get a $50 gift card to Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Come on in and see the boys and get yourself a little shopping spree. No doubt, man. How cool is that?
Cool.
You can buy a Mad Mac.
And I'll tell you what, we'll even throw in, thanks to Cal's Custom Two-Speed, Cal and Eric, the Cal's Custom Reels, we're going to throw in a $100 gift certificate to Cal's.
Dude.
So you get a $50 gift card to Fisherman's Landing Tackle and a $100 gift certificate to Cal's Custom Reels.
Wow, that's awesome.
How about that, huh?
Well, then why don't we sweeten the pot and throw in a cedar plug daisy chain?
Whoa! Check that out.
Well, there's another $50.
That's another $50.
Yeah. Wow. Mega prize.
Why not?
Mega prize.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as you can hear, we got a great show. So much fun with Doug. Again, if you want to get your shot at the phones, that's 213-432-1090. Or again, text us on the Let's Talk Hookup app. Make sure you include your contact info, because that is a prize not to miss. $50 to Fisherman's Landing Tackle Shop, $100 to Cal's, and a custom cedar plug chain. When we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flatfall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flatfall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey, Hey, this is Rosie with Sidro Sport Fishing. We have always been the leader in fishing trips to Sidros Island. We have set the bar even higher with our second lodge opening for the 2022 season. Side-by-side lodges sitting on the cliff's edge with relaxing ocean views. With direct flights departing through the CBX in San Diego, we are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. Come check out the Yellowtail and Calico Bass capital in the world. Nobody does it better than Sidro Sport Fishing. Call me at 619-772-7570 or check us out at sidrosportfishing.com.
Want to take your catch from fresh to superior grade? This is Robbie Gant from AFCO. We developed the tools for the EKG process. Circuit breaker is specially designed to disable the full length of the fish's spinal cord. The memory-resistant wire of AFCO's circuit breaker will not bend or kink even after repeated use. Take your fish care to the next level with Circuit Breaker by AFCO. Available at a dealer near you or check out AFCO.com.
To find dealer locations and to find everything an angler needs, visit ATFCO.com.
Cutwater Spirits celebrates those who work smarter, not harder, and know that enjoying a bar-quality cocktail is as easy as cracking open a can. No mixing required. We cut out that step for you. Made in San Diego with our real award-winning spirits, Cutwater canned cocktails are ready to enjoy, ready when you are. All you got to do is choose your cocktail, such as our fan favorites like our lime margarita, tiki rum mai tai, vodka mule, or mango margarita, or try them all. Please enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time this morning. Phones are packing up. Texts are rolling through. Today's going to be a great day, man.
Busy day here today for sure. And we just, if you missed it, we're doing a mega prize today to one lucky caller or texter. Again, we flip the coin at the end of the show, and that's who wins. A $50 gift certificate to Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a $100 gift certificate to Cal's 2-speed or Cal's custom reels. I can't get that 2-speed because he does so much more than 2-speed.
I know, but we're
Eric
old school.
And Cal, and then a cedar plug daisy chain. So that's a couple $100 prize.
That's a $50 jig there that's actually producing 100-pound bluefin right now.
Right now. Yeah. Cedar plug daisy chain. Yeah. Those things, it just works.
It really does, man. God, I think it's
sometimes you just wonder why something works, but you don't question it. If they want it, give it to them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's give it to them. Let's jump into the calls. Rick.
You got it, buddy. We're going to start this morning up in Carlsbad. Ben is going to get us started here on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Ben. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, you legends. Love talking to you guys. Hey, man, just wanted to say, went out on the Sea Watch. The captain is amazing. There's more bait in the water than I've ever seen this year. Since I was a kid, I've never seen it like this. But we got a 200-pounder on the Kite. The captain saw us fishing hard. 8 people on a limited load for one day. We fished hard, couldn't get nothing to even look at our stuff. But thank God the captain got one anyway. You guys love to listen to your show, and I just want to hear your opinion on why these big guys are so picky.
Well, first of all, bluefin have always been picky. They travel the ocean at high speed. You know, they call them leaping tuna. You'll just see them heading out to the west at 20 knots, jumping out of the water, and then when they find a bait ball, they just ravish it and then move on to the next one. And as you say, there's so much bait in the water, which is the double-edged sword. That's why these fish are here for an extended period of time. They live here now in our Southern California bight. And that's because there's a high abundance of food. And when you get the hatch of these little, we call them no-see-ums, they're, half-inch to 1-inch long little baits, but they're in huge bait balls. These bluefin don't want anything else. They can just open their mouth and swim through that stuff like a big old baleen whale, and get their fill. And, you throw a sardine out in the middle of that, they don't even see it. But then you'll find a school that for whatever reason they're not on that little stuff, and you catch them in the right mood, and you'll get your fish. And a lot of times it comes on the jigs, maybe a jerk bait or a top water whatever, or maybe even a live bait, slow trolling a mackerel,
surface iron,
surface iron, any kind of surface type fishing. You'll have a chance. And then at night, they feed down deep. You get the knife jig opportunity, or a sinker rig with a live bait, that kind of thing. And you watch. They're going to eat a lot of this bait, and those fish are still going to be there looking for something to eat, and it's going to go back on to what we have to offer. And it's likely, I'm not going to predict the future, but it's likely to be really good here for the remainder of the season once they...
Because of volume of fish, right?
Yeah, I mean, the population of fish have grown in our local waters over the last 5 years, and you've seen them spread out up to San Francisco and all the way down below Sidro and Bonitas and out to the west, and who knows how big this biomass is by now, but there's a lot of fish, and we're going to get our shots, and that's why, you know, it's tough for some people to go on multiple trips, but really you've got to plan, you know, multiple trips to have that fish, that trip of a lifetime. And you might well go out your first trip and get a 200-pounder and, you know, a 3-day limit and all that kind of stuff and see some really good fishing. But, you know, you can't put all your eggs in that one basket. You know, it's really best if you can plan multiple trips. That'll kind of give you that better shot to get, you know, that trip of a lifetime in.
All right.
He was asking why sometimes you don't get to, you know, you just don't get to ask that, or you just don't need to worry about it. Bluefin or bluefin, and like
mystery of the ocean.
They do this more than they don't, and we've just been in this cycle where that fish is so catchable. We had Tim talking about that, you know, the old days of Guadalupe and things like that,
where my God.
You would see it out there all the time, like. The attempt was never made because it was just known, like, oh, those don't bite. You know,
they don't bite.
You know, he'd said back in the day, like, oh yeah, you'd know where that big fish was at. It was up off the north end, out in deep water, off the island. But you never fish for it. Those things don't bite, and we're just in this cycle where they are. And there's times when you find a breezer off to yourself, and there's the whole school there, and you get your boat in a perfect position, and you perfectly drop a perfectly rigged flyer in the middle of it, like, this is a guaranteed. We're gonna, and you watch the whole school swim right through it without a second thought. Like, sometimes they just don't bite.
They just, yeah. But then the next day,
totally,
yeah, switch to turn, something changed, boom.
And we're all fishermen. We're all looking for the reason why, but like, that's bluefin, man. Sometimes
you just gotta fish.
Yeah, sometimes you just chalk it up to that's how it goes.
Bring on that yellowfin and Dorado, and then we'll have it all, right?
You got it, buddy. The guy 1 mile up swell from you is killing them, and you're in the same exact condition, fish all around the boat, and you can't draw a bite. It's like white sea bass.
Yeah.
The guy next to you is limiting, you can't draw a bite.
Can't draw a bite.
Who knows why?
It happens, for sure. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for getting us started.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the call.
Great one. How about we switch to a text this time? It's a great one for Doug. With anchovies now being in the mix, what style of rod is good for casting them, and what kind of bend and tip action should I be looking for? I typically fish inshore with a 6,000 size spinner, but I'd like your recommendation on both spinning and conventional rods for chovies.
Well, definitely the spinning reels have gotten up in quality the last decade or two, so that is a viable option. You've got to size up the fish that you're targeting, because it used to be we catch albacore, they were all 20 pounds, so you could use 20-pound test, a number 4 or 2 hook, and then an 8-foot rod with a very light tip and a little bit of backbone. Back in the day, it was a CalStar 196-8, but you know, now the Graphiters and the, you know, other brands coming out, you know, an 8-foot rod will give you more leverage than a 7-foot rod to cast the bait, and some people will even go up to 8.5 or 9. The problem now is, you know, you might be targeting a 50-pound fish, so you've got to go with like 30-pound test, but it's the same concept. You want a very light tip with some backbone in the lower section, so call it a medium fast taper rod, and then you typically, with a conventional reel, it's got to be a star drag. The lever drags just don't cast quite as well as the star drags, and you've got to have everything on your side to get that small anchovy away from the boat. So a little Trinidad, like a 14 or a 16, somewhere in there with an 8.5 foot. And again, if this anchovy sticks around, you probably want to have 2 rods, one for that super school-sized fish you get into your, you know, Dorado, a 25-pound yellowfin, maybe you can fish 20 or 25-pound test. But then you want to have something that'll fish, you know, at least 30-pound test. You roll up on those fish, and they're, you know, bluefin that are that 30, 40, 50-pound stuff. You're just asking for trouble to throw 20-pound on that stuff. You're going to be there for 45 minutes and break it off. With that bigger fish like that, you always want to use fluorocarbon, and really with any kind of fly lining, fluorocarbon is the key. But especially the bigger fish, they have teeth, and they're going to braid you off. So it's about getting the bite, but once you get the bite, not chafing that fish off. You might be on the fish for 30 minutes.
Now, there was last year kind of started this whole phenomenon of small hooks. You had number 4 hook, number 2 hook. You know, it's really small hooks. Is it the same this year?
A lot of times you don't think about this, but you think line is the key. A lot of times the smaller hook is the key, and you can get away with 1 pound test heavier. So maybe
40 instead of 30. Something
yeah, or 30 instead of 25. But they want a small hook. Now you've got to have a hook that's worthy of the fish that you're seeking. So if you're using 40-pound test, you're going to hook a 50-pound bluefin or yellowfin. You've got to go with a beefier hook, and that's
not
what
a
those.
light wire.
No,
yeah, not all number 2 hooks are made the same.
So you want to go with the slightly heavier wire. The HD Gamakatsu, the Mutu, something with a little extra beef to it, but still a small size, so that bait can carry that hook around, and so it's not as visible in their nose. Those bluefin have huge eyeballs, and they can see everything.
Yeah.
So, and then the reason for the light line is, yes, visibility of the line, but also when that small anchovy is trying to drag the line through the water, the lighter line goes through the water easier and lets that bait fish swim more naturally. So it's more about the way the bait swims than probably the visibility of the line. Although I'm not a bluefin, so I can't speak from their point of view. But that's kind of the theory. It's sort of what we've observed over years.
That kind of touches on the follow-up that I was going to ask you. And I know that this is not a black or white thing, because both of them have their pros and cons. More of a personal question for Doug. Put yourself in the shoes of, 10 years from now, when we're back to anchovy fishing, and maybe it's albacore. You going to fish your Trinidad 14 full of 50-pound Power Pro and a little short top shot of fluorocarbon because that anchovy's not the strongest bait fish and that has such little drag in the water and he can tow it much better? Or are you going to fish that reel full of 25-pound mono because an anchovy's not the easiest thing to cast, and monofilament for sure casts a whole lot easier? And I know both of those scenarios are right. What's the Doug call?
Both scenarios are correct. If you're going to fish straight spectra, you need to make sure that you have practiced and that you're 100% confident, because you may only get 2 or 3 shots during the day. And a lot of times when you cast that spectra, it might catch on itself and it stops the cast, and that might be your one shot. So you have to have 100% faith in your ability. And I would say then, for a lot of people, going with a certain amount of monofilament, it's got to be a longer piece of monofilament than you can cast, because you don't want that not going through your small little tip and catching on there. And we didn't even touch on the most important part of this is picking the right bait and figuring out during any given bite where to pin the hook in that bait. You want a super sharp hook so that you don't damage the bait. You want, sometimes they're biting the bigger bluer baits. Most of the time they're biting the super fast racehorse, green, slimy, all their scales intact, no red nose. But you've got to pick a bait. You've got to pick it up with a wet hand and get it pinned quickly and get it into the water. A lot of times you're going to butt hook them, collar hook them, nose hook them, shoulder hook them. And so pay attention to the guys that are getting bid. There's no shame in asking somebody,
questions. And a lot of times guys that are really good at it will be happy to help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's good dope.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
It's not an exact science, but you can definitely put the odds in your favor by paying attention.
If it was an exact science, it wouldn't be as much fun.
It would not.
Yeah. Hey, Mark Wish, Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge just sent me a text that's saying the best book ever to answer some questions about tuna fish, and that's called Tuna Smart: Understanding the Tunas of the Eastern Pacific Ocean by Robert Douglas.
Okay.
So I guess
that's so funny.
Yeah. Robert Douglas. Yeah.
Well, nobody knows my first name is Robert, but I am Robert Douglas.
Robert Douglas. Yeah. Did you write that book?
I did not.
Yeah. Okay.
I got C's in writing in school. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Tuna. It's called Tuna Smart: Understanding Tunas of the Eastern Pacific Ocean by Robert Douglas. So that will probably answer a lot of those questions. So thank you, Captain Mark Wish. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Good to hear from you, Mark.
Yeah.
Hope all's well.
Good stuff.
Did he include his phone number so he could be entered into the contest?
No, he didn't.
Because you have to return your contact info if you want to be eligible for that great prize.
Right. You're right.
I got his phone number right here.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump back on the phone.
You got it, man. Well, the phones are absolutely packed solid. Again, if you want your shot to get through, that's 213-432-1090. Greg from Lake Elsinore is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Greg.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Greg.
Can you
How
hear me?
Doing?
Good. Hey, I got a question for you guys for Going on July 10th on the San Diego down to the Coronados.
Awesome.
And we signed up 9 guys from our company, and I told them all to listen to this show because they need tackle recommendations.
Perfect. I love the Coronado Islands. It's probably one of my favorite places on this earth, and it's so nice to see it biting. And I would say the way the fishing is now, variety is the key. And I don't know what gear your guys might already have, but there's also rental gear over there at Seaforth. But if it was me, I would definitely have a surface iron rod 9 to 10 feet with a Trinidad 20 or equivalent reel with 40-pound test monofilament on there. You can put your mono over the top of Spectra, but have a more than a cast's worth, so like 100 yards of mono on there. That's your surface iron rig. That's for the yellowtail, but we're also catching some barracuda and even some bass on the surface iron. I would have some kind of a Colt Sniper or equivalent rod, which would be, maybe an 8-foot rod, 65-pound Spectra, let's call it, and something you can catch a bonita, a barracuda, even a yellowtail. I'd have a yo-yo rod, which is usually a 7-foot, 40-pound rod with, a star drag, but that's not as important. You could go with a lever drag style reel with 40-pound test to drop down to a yellowtail if they're, getting meter marks and sonar marks down deep. And then I would have a live bait outfit, probably 25-pound test. 8 foot's ideal, 7 foot will work, but something to get a sardine or, like we talked about, the anchovy away from the boat. And, 25 is kind of minimum at the islands because you've got structure and sea lions. And 20-pound test, you're just on the fish a little bit too long. And then I would have a bass rod, like a designated Tranx 300, Tranx 400, 8-foot, inshore style handle and rod. Because the calico fishing is real good right now, and have a 5-inch swim bait tied on that, or your favorite calico lure, or live bait, but still. So, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd have those 5 outfits for the Coronado Islands, all tied up with the appropriate stuff, and then whatever pops up, you're ready to go.
So, and one essential outfit out of those 5 for, like, let's say that he's got guys with no gear. If they're going to rent one outfit for the Coronado Islands, which one would it be?
I can't do it.
You can't do it. The bait rod?
At the very minimum, 25-pound bait rod and a 40-pound yo-yo rod.
Okay, all right. Very good. Hope that helps you out. Thanks a lot for the call.
I'm with you. That's a question that can have an answer.
Yeah. All right. Hey, good luck on that trip. That 1 week from today out at the Coronado Islands. You'll get them for sure. A great text here from our friend Bruce in Lemon Grove. He said, I saw a guy fishing surface iron with a short piece of wire. Do you recommend, and what does that do to the jig? It's a good question.
So that's an old school technique. They used to have this Beecham wire, and then they had this stuff high grade from Arizona, and it was like a black single strand wire, and a lot of the old school guys, it probably sprang out of the Barracuda thing, but they would put about a 2-foot piece of single strand wire on their jig, and it would give it maybe a little bit better action. I think,
or a different action, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's not necessary. The main thing is that you have a jig that swims, and unless you just want to spend a lot of time learning haywire twists. And the other problem with that is when you fish throughout the day, it tends to get kinked up and you have to change it out. And, if you're going to take 10 jigs, are you going to have all 10 of them wired up? So I don't think it's a modern day thing that you need to do or that people tend to do. But it definitely sprang out of the 50s and 60s where they would put Beecham wire on there, and they felt
old school.
Old school, OG.
Talk to Dart about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dart can tell you all about Beecham wire.
Yeah.
Danny Wade,
Danny Wade
still puts wire on certain jigs. He knows which jig is going to benefit and which jig isn't.
Yeah.
But it's
kind of one of those things, if you want to try it, right? It could get bit.
I did it for a while. It did nothing for me.
It did nothing for you?
No, it made me feel uncomfortable, so I just stopped doing it.
I think you answered that perfect in that there are some jigs that exist that have some benefit from it, but the percentage of that is so low that if you just tied your good surface iron on your piece of 40-pound mono and went fishing, you in 99% of the cases would be fine. And you do have to know how to haywire a twist, and if you did that wrong, maybe you lose that potential good jig. I mean, I just thought you hit that dead on.
Tie a knot.
And we're talking the Coronado Islands, where we used to go out there with anchovies, and 3 yellowtail was a pretty good day, and that one bite, would always be probably hooked by the guy that had everything dialed perfect and had the skill and could read the water and could cast further than anybody else and make the jig swim right. And a lot of the fishing we have now, you go over there and you catch 20, 30, 50, 100 yellowtail, you're going to get your shots.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It definitely not saying that. It's just the
more step.
The worth of your time and your effort probably isn't there.
You just have to be a student of it 24/7 like Danny Wade. And most people just aren't going to put the effort into doing that.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the text. Appreciate it.
Yeah, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more Catch Report, and a whole lot more great info with Doug. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
This is Art Taylor from Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I and the rest of Team Searcher would like to thank all of our loyal customers for their support. Searcher has air-conditioned cabins, great food, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and a fantastic crew. If you're looking for an affordable fishing adventure, a chance to catch a fish of a lifetime, our 2022 schedule is available now. Book your reservation online at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia or Aaron at 619-226-2403.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing with Doug from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. What a great show, man.
All right, time to find out what's biting out there.
You got it. It is time for our Catch Report. Want to remind you, man, if this is not the most important time for these friends of ours, I don't know what is, and that's Summit Gasoline, man. Get the lowest prices on gas possible for your car or your truck, and most importantly for your trailer boat. That's only at Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. You can also get your California fishing licenses 24 hours a day there. They've got discount bait gift certificates. They've got beer, soda, snacks, 100 pounds of free ice with a minimum of a 35-gallon purchase. It's Summit Gasoline. Also, go say hi to Martha and the friendly staff. There's so much more than just low prices. They've got the easy in and out pull through with your boat and trailer. It's Summit Gasoline
it's a no-brainer.
At the San Diego Sports Arena.
Yeah, I mean, you want gas, whether it be for your trailer boat or your truck or your car or whatever. Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. Great people.
Such good people. No doubt about it. Well, hey, with that, we're going to find out what's biting out there. We're going to start our catch report off up at Dana War Sport Fishing. Talk to Captain Brian Woolley. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Morning. Great.
Good morning.
Awesome, man. Good. Hey, another solid week up here for us. Gosh, across the board. You know, the coastal fishing is great, and the stuff over at the island has been really fun and good as well. Man, the half-day action here on the bass has been solid. We've had some good water, 70 to 71-degree water. A little bit of wind, some little chopped-up stuff in the afternoons, but gosh, this morning it's been nice. The fly line live baits have been hard to beat, but the artificial lure is getting bit really well, too. You know, this really speaks to what Doug was talking about a couple minutes ago, learning how to fly line a bait. And, you know, the half-day, the three-quarter boats where you learn the skills. So when you take it to the, you know, the all-day or the overnight stuff, you've got that fly line anchovy down. You know how to get it on the hook proper and get it out in the water. So perfect time, because that's what we have for our live bait, you know, up and down the coast right now is that mix of anchovy and sardine. So now's the time to learn that stuff, not on the fly when you're on that, you know, the pressure's on and you got to make that perfect cast.
Yep.
But everything's been biting. The hard jerk baits, the slugs, the flukes, all of that stuff's been getting bites and putting keeper fish on the boat for us. That same bass action has been the norm for our three-quarter day trips as well. Got North County kelp spots up there off of Camp Pendleton, spots like that barn kelp, yellowtail kelp, kicking out both plenty of action and keeper fish. And more sea bass again for us a few days this week too. This fish has been from like 25 to 40 pounds. What's cool about this, though, is now this fish has been popping up in multiple zones, so it hasn't been like a single spot type deal, which is, you know, bodes well for, you know, both our half day and three-quarter day. You know, yesterday the half day boat, Clemente had a 35-pound sea bass, you know, not too far from home, so good to see that stuff around still. But we did see some triple-digit bluefin zip through our zone as well, you know, definitely on the larger side of the equation, so that doesn't mesh well with, you know, the coastal bass gear, but we're definitely keeping tabs on that stuff as it's in our zone. But no specific trips online for that. But, you know, again, we'd be missing if we weren't keeping track of that stuff. And then over at Clemente, the Fury has good shots at the Yellowtail over there. A couple good 30-plus fish days on that stuff over there. Fish is ranged kind of like 8 to 25 pounds. That's biting both the live bait and the jigs. And along with that Yellowtail, the calico bass fishing is hard to beat on the live bait over there, with plenty to go around on the bonito and some barracuda in the mix as well. So classic summer stuff going on here. Reservations, as you would imagine, are necessary to get yourself on a boat with us. We'd love to take you fishing. So call our landing office, 949-496-5794. Of course, you can always link us there through the Let's Talk Hookup website. Click on the Dana Wharf banner ad. That'll take you over. Or you can check us out at danawharf.com.
Sounds great, Captain Brian Woolley. You know, Kevin Nakata, the Sea Samurai, stopped into the show in the world headquarters here this morning. He just got off the Islander kayak trip and said, yeah, that yellowtail fishing at San Clemente Island was really good on the kayak. So that's something to jump on, right?
God, that sounded fun.
Good stuff, man. So, yeah, come learn how to fly line those baits with us. We'd love to get you guys out, give you some pointers. So, you know, if you guys are ready to go, we can help you out with that. So,
yeah.
Good deal.
Appreciate that, Captain Brian Woolley, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Sounds good, guys. Have a great week. See
Thanks,
ya.
Woolley. All right, now let's head on down to Sidro Sport Fishing, find out what's going on at our favorite island. We got Jeff Flowers on the line. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, gentlemen. Wow, what a fantastic show. Sitting here realizing that maybe I need to re-gear a little bit for local fishing.
Yeah, man.
We got you.
Yeah, you know, it's never enough, right? You got to always have one more rod and reel in that arsenal because you just never know.
You never know. Yeah, for sure. So what's going on down at Sidro's?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's both lodges are just cranking. We just started opening up the second lodge, and I think the second trip is down, third going. And, you know, just like the fishing, lodge is fantastic, both 1 and 2. Yellowtail right now are just going off. That eastern side of the island on the lee down near the south corner has just been producing some very large, very consistent fish. Guys are going out first thing in the morning and returning by 9 o'clock with limits and then unloading and going back out and fishing calicos and halibut and, you know, targeting some white sea bass. So it's just phenomenal fishing down there right now. And you know, the deal that Rosie's got going, you know, on everything that's included, you know, she keeps telling people it's like hitting the easy button. And we got customers that are coming back first time visiting our lodge down there, and they're already dropping money down for next year's trips. So
nice.
Spots are going quick. So, you know, if you want to get down there and sample some of that fantastic, highly consistent, solid grade of fish, Sidro Sport Fishing is where you need to be.
Hey, so what's the feedback now that the second lodge is open? Are people liking the second lodge, the first lodge? Are they liking them the same? It's like, are guys that have stayed at the first lodge going, I'm going to go back to the new lodge? What's the thought?
Yeah, it's funny because the guys that were, and gals that have been before in Fish Lodge 1 love it. They're comfortable with it. They're familiar with it. They're familiar with the crew. But I'll tell you, the people that got in and are booking at the second lodge to be able to get a chance to fish with us down there are just rave reviews. We've got Felipe down there that's one of the school teachers, is our concierge. Floor, who was working at Lodge 1 and knows everything and everybody on that island, is managing Lodge 2 when it comes to the galley, the food, the team of people, the cleaning the place. She's phenomenal. And, so it's people are, you kind of get that comfortability factor. You fish a boat that you catch fish on, you like to stay fishing on that boat. Same thing with the people. They get down there, they become comfortable with the new lodge, and they're already asking to stick it in and throw in their deposits for next year.
Booking in for next year. That's cool. Great, yeah. And we have our Let's Talk Hookup trip leaving tomorrow. Dave Dolan's going to be leading the group down there, and I know everybody's pretty pumped up about that for sure, our Let's Talk Hookup. So we'll get some good reports next Saturday and Sunday from Sidro Sport Fishing. But in the meantime, I know there's very, very few spots, Jeff, available. If somebody wants to book a trip to Sidro Sport Fishing, the only and best place on Cedros Island you want to go to, and that's Sidro Sport Fishing. How do we do that?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple things that are happening right now. There's the Yellowtail Tournament, which was canceled for a year, actually 2 years because of COVID, and it's happening at the end of this month on the 22nd through the 27th. And believe it or not, the team I had put together, unfortunately, due to work circumstances, two of the guys had to bail. So I'm looking for two people that can throw surface iron, that are highly competitive and want to go down and try and win a tournament trip.
Wow,
cool.
And not to say that you get a chance to fish with me, but I get a chance to fish with you or somebody new and make a new friend and make a new Cedros friend as well. So 22nd through the 27th. And
of July?
That could be a lot of fun. Yes, sir. Yep, end of this month. And also, we have a little opening on the trip that leaves on August 15th through the 20th. There's a spot at Lodge 1. 4 people, again, due to work circumstances, family obligations, had to bow out. And we have 4 spots. So if there's a group of 2 people that want to slide in, or a group of 4 people that want to slide in, now's a great opportunity because those spots are going to go quick as well.
Yeah,
that's just like we were talking about long range yesterday. I mean, a spot like Sidro Sport Fishing, so popular, pretty much booked out all year, but little spots here and there, they just always pop open. And this is a perfect example of it.
Yeah, for sure. And I might add, too, our second trip that Ricky will be leading August 1st through the 5th. I believe that's sold out. But are there any spots available? Like you said, that mid-August is kind of like the prime, the whole month of August, kind of prime time. There's spots available scattered about. Just the best thing to do is just to call Rosie and get on the trip, right?
Yeah, and check out the website, too. That's a real quick way to get it done. Just go to CedrosSportFishing.com. Make sure you're at CedrosSportFishing.com. There are some others that are popping up down there, plagiarizing our name, so be careful there. Or you can give her a call, and that's at 619-772, I believe it's 7570. And she's got her phone on her all the time. She is working her tail end off, now managing
two lodges. Oh, boy, yeah. That's a busy schedule.
Oh, yeah. She's crazy, but I'll tell you what, she would love to hear from you. We've been answering lots of questions on gear and tackle. And, Doug, you've been nailing it. Same kind of fishing down at Cedros. The fish they pull hard. You got to be ready, you got to be willing, and you got to want to go. So,
and you guys at Fisherman's Landing Tackle gear up a lot of their customers, your customers too, that what to get people.
We love
when they
the
go to
Cedros customers. I mean, it's a great breed of fishermen. They come in, they're willing to listen, but they also have their previous experience, and they're hardcore fishermen. They're good guys.
I will ask Doug if you know. Do you know the way that we all spot a Sidro sport fishing customer?
Well, I would say a giant bag of weedless swim baits.
Well, I always recognize it because they come in wanting recommendations and everything, but the one thing they all say is like, I need Christmas tree MC swim baits. Like anytime somebody comes in with a handful of Christmas tree colored MC swim baits, we always say the same thing. Oh, go to Sidro sport fishing, huh? Yeah. How'd you know?
Because Rosie told me to buy those. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to get geared up, the guys at Fisherman's Landing Tackle know it, and the guys at Sidro Sport Fishing know how to get you on the fish. And it's whether it's a beginner or an expert, you can go down to Sidro's and catch a lot of fish. You don't need to be an experienced angler.
No.
You want to be. It's a no-brainer fish.
You just have to want to catch fish. Yeah. And it's there for you.
And have an adventure.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks very much, Jeff, and we'll talk to you next week.
Have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy the 4th.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Let's continue with our fishing report and hit the surf. Our surf report from the surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, is up next. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great. Gundy,
good morning.
What's going on in the surf?
I think word of the week's anchovy. I don't know if you saw that news story up north in the bay where the shoals of anchovy were just pushing onto the beaches. I don't know if you saw that, but
it's raining anchovy in San Francisco.
So cool.
Yeah, they're just remarkable numbers, and we're hearing the same thing here, that the beaches are just jugged with anchovy, small sardines. You have staging, grunions, so all kinds of things going on. I'll start out with hook, line, sinker. They reported more white sea bass catches. The stretch from Goleta west has been best, and that's been the case for a while. And they say the same thing up there. The beaches are just jugged with bait. Lots of fish in the 25 to 35-inch range on those sea bass. Most fish this week taken on flash minnows, but swim baits and even cut baits have also been working up there. The halibut fishing with all the bait around has also been good. Lots of fish in the 20 to 30-inch range, flash minnows and swim baits taking fish. Goleta, East Beach, Graveyards, good stretches for the halibut. Wiley's reported a 14-foot 7-gill shark and an 11-foot pressure shark. I guess a group of local grommets there have been fishing the beach and taking a kayak and kayaking the mackerel outside the breakers, and it's been working for them. It's interesting to see those 7-gills. You don't see many of those caught, but we've seen several caught this season already, and very good all-around fishing there. White sea bass catches off County Line, Leo Carrillo. They report very good calico bass fishing on the reef beaches. Lots of sand bass in the catch, too. Big Rock, Pescador, good. Lots of cabezon this week. Very good yellowfin croaker fishing. And they're seeing lots of corbina, warm water, sand crabs everywhere. Just Fishing reported very good corbina fishing on South Bay beaches. The fish are really starting to go. A 4-pound, 2-ounce fish was taken off the Hermosa Pier on a sand crab. Torrance Beach has also been a good stretch. Big Fish reported more good croaker action. Yellowfin to 4 pounds, spotfin to 5. Belmont Pier, Sioux Beach Pier, and Jetty, 72nd place, all good stretches. Mussels been the top 8. Might get a better fish or a nicer spotfin on a ghost shrimp. Catch 'em Tackle reported lots of corbina all along the peninsula. Good catches made on sand crabs. Lots of yellowfin croaker also in the mix. Hogan's reported good corbina catches below the San Clemente Pier. Sand crabs taking fish to 3.5 pounds. Good spotfin bite in and around the harbor. And then finally, Pacific Coast wrapped up that croaker derby, and that 8-pounder, straight 8-pounder took the derby. A 7-pound, 9-ounce fish was second place. They had several other 7-pounders. I guess you checked in a 5-pounder, you didn't even raise an eyebrow, Pete.
Jeez, that's giant croaker, man.
That's some darn good fishing. Yeah. And another note, a lot of sand bass catches, in the surf line, and even some of the sport boats are catching some fish out in the mud. So I think maybe this sand bass thing is we're going to get back to the old days where we got good fishing in the mud. I saw some of the LA Harbor boats had over 100 on the sand bass. So very, very good signs of a traditional Southern California season.
Yeah, good old stuff. Anchovies, all that good stuff.
Sounding familiar.
Yeah. Hey, Gundy Gunderson, surf guru extraordinaire. Thank you for that, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Become familiar with the anchovy.
Yeah.
Have a good good week, gentlemen.
Thanks, Gundy. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our catch report today. Hey, as you heard, it's time to hit the beach. And for all your surf fishing needs, check out surffishtackle.com. Also, CCH California and Bill Varney are teaming up again this summer for several of the on-the-beach surf fishing clinics. You'll find all the details at fishthesurf.com. When we come back, we got a lot more of your phone calls, a lot more great text messages, and a whole lot more with Doug. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Are you passionate about fishing and the great outdoors, but not quite sure where to go? Look no further than Queen Charlotte Safaris in pristine British Columbia, Canada. Hello, this is Valerie Hoprich. There's so many reasons to join us on your next fishing adventure. A few of the highlights are fishing in protected, calm waters. Very important. Quality Chinook salmon run all season long. After you've caught your salmon, we're going to go out for the great Pacific halibut, lingcod, rockfish, and Dungeness crab. Our beautiful lodge overlooks Shingle Bay and Sandspit, and it's so easy to get to. Fly from almost any airport into Vancouver and then on to Sandspit. Fish processing, your fishing license, your gear, all included. Just bring that fishing arm and that smile. Let our chef pamper you with amazing meals while our staff gives you wonderful hospitality, all included in your Queen Charlotte Safaris package. Give me a call on our toll-free number, 1-877-815-2892, or go to our website, qcsafaris.com.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid Hagani body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available in 4 models, 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at a more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and dependability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips for decades. Whether it's a fishing trip or a family vacation, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.